The cabin went dead silent. Iron. Phantom. Every head turned. Passengers who'd been sneering at the worn-out single dad in seat 14C, judging his frayed collar, his old boots, his quiet exhaustion, now stared in disbelief as a decorated 4-star general stood frozen in the aisle, his face transformed by shock and reverence. Just 30 minutes earlier, this same man had been dismissed, mocked, forced to move to the back of the plane with his young daughter. He never fought back, just kept whispering to her, "It's okay, sweetheart. Some people just don't know us." But the general knew, and what he said next would force every single person on that flight to rethink everything they believed about honor, sacrifice, and the heroes who walk among us unseen. The shouting started before Cole Mercer even reached row 14. A businessman in a stiff gray suit glared at him like Cole had personally ruined his morning. Cole didn't respond. He just tightened his grip on Lily's little hand and guided her toward seats 14C and 14D, the ones the airline had mysteriously upgraded them to. "Daddy, are people mad at us?" Lily whispered. Cole gave her the soft smile he reserved only for her. "No one's mad at us, Bug. They just don't know us yet." But the truth was harsher. They were judging him. The frayed collar, the years-old boots, the rucksack patched too many times. Cole wasn't here to defend himself. He was here to get Lily to Montana for her school showcase. That was what mattered. As they reached the seats, the man beside them scoffed loudly. "Seriously? They're putting those people up here now." Lily flinched. "Sir, if we're in your way, give us a second and we'll sit." Cole said evenly. The man gave Lily a long, insulting once-over. "Premium economy is for priority customers. Not." He waved at Cole's boots. "This." Cole gently pushed Lily behind him, blocking the man's view. The old instinct, stay calm, assess threats, de-escalate, simmered quietly inside him. He didn't want Lily to see any part of that version of him. "Daddy," Lily whispered, tugging his sleeve, "can we please just sit?" "We will." But a flight attendant approached, her expression pinched. "Sir, are you sure you're in the right section?" Cole blinked. "These are our seats, 14C and D." She hesitated. "This cabin is for premium guests only. Those seats are usually not given to economy passengers." The businessman smirked. "Told you." Lily's shoulders tensed. Cole exhaled through his nose. "We were upgraded. I don't know why." The attendant scanned him up and down, lingering on the worn shirt, the boot scuffs. "Are you sure you didn't misunderstand some instructions?" Cole lowered his voice. "Miss, please. My daughter." "Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to step aside." It wasn't the words that stung. It was Lily stepping back as if she had done something wrong. "Daddy," she whispered, "we can go to the back." "I don't mind." He hated that she even felt the need to say it. Cole nodded once. "All right, we'll move." The businessman chuckled. Finally, Cole pretended not to hear as he took Lily's hand and guided her down the aisle. Her grip tightened with every row they passed. He heard mutters behind them. Snickers. Someone saying, "Guess security's getting lax." The back of the plane felt smaller, tighter, louder, yet somehow safer. Lily climbed into the cramped window seat. "Daddy, why does everyone act like you're bad?" He knelt, brushing a strand of hair from her cheek. "Hey, look at me." She did. "People make assumptions. That's their problem, not ours." "But they don't even know you." "That's why it doesn't matter," he said gently. It was a lie. But Lily didn't need the weight of the truth. Before he could buckle in, a TSA agent briefly stepped onto the plane to hand paperwork to the crew. The businessman from earlier shouted from up front, "Check the guy who looks like he snuck on board." The entire plane chuckled. Lily's breath hitched. Cole's jaw tightened, just once. He forced a smile for her. "Let me get your crackers, okay?" Before we see what happens next, pause for just 3 seconds and ask yourself, have I ever judged someone before knowing their story? If you've ever misjudged someone or been misjudged yourself, hit that subscribe button right now. This story is about to take a turn that'll make you rethink everything. And drop a comment telling me, what's your location and what time is it where you're watching? I want to know how far this message is traveling. Now, back to Cole. Because what happens in the next 60 seconds will change everything. That was when the murmur started. A shift in atmosphere. A ripple of attention moving up the aisle. Passengers straightened. Crew members stood taller. Whispers carried. Is that? 4 stars. Look on his shoulder. General Hawkins is on this flight? Cole froze. No. Please no. Of all the flights, of all the days, the aisle parted as General Douglas Hawkins, the most decorated living officer in the Northern Command, stepped aboard. Immaculate uniform, crisp bearing, a presence that commanded every atom in the cabin. Cole instinctively lowered his gaze. Lily looked around. Daddy, who's that man? No one we need to bother, Cole murmured. But Hawkins stopped at row 14, at the 2 empty seats. Seats 14C and 14D. His eyebrows pinched. Where's the passenger assigned here? The flight attendant, now visibly nervous, stammered, We, moved them to the back. Why? The businessman jumped in. Because they didn't belong here. Hawkins slowly turned to him. The businessman paled. Show me where they were moved to. The attendant swallowed. All the way in the back, sir. Hawkins stepped past her without another word. Cole tried so hard, to pretend he didn't exist. But the footsteps grew closer. Passengers watched like they were witnessing history. Lily frowned. Daddy, he's coming this way. I know, Cole whispered. Then the footsteps stopped right in front of them. Cole looked up. General Hawkins stared at him with an expression that shattered into shock. Then something else, raw, emotional, disbelieving. Mercer? The general whispered. Cole's heart dropped. Not here. Not in front of Lily. Not like this. The general's breath hitched. Louder now. Is that you? Cole Mercer. The cabin fell silent. Cole swallowed. Sir, please, just keep your voice. Hawkins' eyes glistened. My God, your Iron Phantom. A wave of whispers whipped through the plane. Iron what? No way. The Iron Phantom? The one from Sarn Valley? That can't be him. He looks like... But General Hawkins didn't wait. He straightened fully. And in the cramped, humming stillness of the aircraft aisle, he saluted. A perfect, sharp, reverent salute. Gasps erupted across the plane. Lily looked around, startled. Daddy, why is that man saluting you? Cole closed his eyes. He hadn't heard that name, Iron Phantom, in 9 years. General Hawkins, he whispered. Please don't. I will, the general said, voice thick with emotion. After what you did, I will salute you wherever I stand. Passengers craned over seats. Phones lowered in shock. The businessman who mocked him earlier shrank into his chair. Daddy? Lily's voice trembled. What's happening? Cole took her hand. It's okay, Bug. Everything's okay. But everything was far from okay. Mr. Mercer, Hawkins said, You don't belong in the back of this plane. Come with me. Both of you. The flight attendant's face drained. The businessman looked like he might faint. Daddy, are we in trouble? Lily whispered. Cole squeezed her hand gently. No, Bug. We're just being asked to move. Sir, the flight attendant said timidly, Shall I prepare seats for them in first class? Immediately, Hawkins replied. They should have been there from the start. Now the whisper started again, quiet, frantic, grasping to understand. Who is he? Iron Phantom wasn't that classified. That guy? But he looked so normal. Cole wanted to disappear. Fade back into the shadows he chose years ago. General, Cole murmured, standing slowly. This isn't necessary. My daughter and I are fine back here. Hawkins stepped closer. After what you did in Sarn Valley, you will never sit in the back of anything if I'm in the same space. Not ever. Lily watched with wide eyes. Daddy, what did you do in a valley? Cole looked at her, his entire soul bending. Nothing you need to worry about right now. But Hawkins wasn't letting this moment slip away. He turned to the passengers nearest them. Ladies and gentlemen, This man is responsible for saving 6 of my soldiers during the Sarin Valley ambush in 2011. The gas that followed rippled like a wave. Hawkins continued. He was hit 3 times. 3. And he still carried every one of those men out under fire. He refused evacuation until his team was safe. He refused a Silver Star. He refused commendations. He disappeared into civilian life without a word. Eyes widened. Mouths fell open. And you all made a move to the back? Hawkins said sharply, looking between the attendant and the businessman. The attendant swallowed hard. The businessman stared at his hands. Cole cleared his throat softly. General, please. Hawkins exhaled. Come with me, Mercer. Before I start lecturing this plane about humility. Cole helped Lily out of her seat. She clutched her little backpack like a shield. As they stepped into the aisle, every pair of eyes followed them. A woman in row 28 pressed her hand to her heart. Thank you for your service. Cole nodded silently. As Cole and Lily passed row 14 again, the businessman avoided eye contact entirely. The general paused in front of him. You owe this man an apology. The businessman stiffened. I didn't know who he was. You don't need to know who someone is to treat them with basic respect. Hawkins said coldly, Apologize. The businessman swallowed, face burning. Sir, I'm sorry. Cole nodded once. It's all right. It's not all right, Hawkins muttered, but he continued forward. The flight attendant stood frozen, face flushed with shame. Mr. Mercer, I'm so sorry. I judged you and I shouldn't have. Lily tugged Cole's sleeve. Daddy, she's crying. Cole softened slightly. It's okay. We all make mistakes. When they reached first class, Hawkins guided them to 2 spacious seats. Sit, please. Lily gasped. Daddy, these seats have buttons. Cole gave a tiny smile. Looks like they do. As Lily climbed onto her new seat, Hawkins leaned closer to Cole. You vanished, Mercer. I retired, Cole said simply. You could have trained new operators. You could have shaped programs. You had every offer in the world. I had a daughter who needed a father present, not a ghost of one. Hawkins blinked, taken aback. Your wife? Gone, Cole said softly. Cancer. 2 years after Sarin. The general's jaw worked once, twice. I didn't know. I'm sorry. Cole nodded. Not your fault. So you walked away from everything. I didn't walk away, Cole corrected. I walked toward the only mission that mattered. Lily waved them over suddenly. Daddy, look, they gave me a warm towel. Why is it warm? Cole chuckled despite everything. Just something fancy people do, bug. Hawkins watched the scene with a softened expression. She looks just like her mother. Cole froze. You remember Rowan? Hard to forget the woman who stormed medical tents to find you after every mission. Cole's chest tightened. He looked away, blinking fast. A voice came over the intercom. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. I've been informed we have a distinguished passenger on board today, a veteran whose actions saved American lives during the Sarin Valley ambush in 2011. Cole's eyes widened. Oh no. Lily gasped. Daddy, they're talking about you. The captain continued. On behalf of the crew and all passengers, we thank you for your service. And we are honored to have you and your daughter flying with us today. Applause erupted, not scattered claps. A deep, rolling wave of appreciation that filled the cabin like thunder. People standing, clapping, nodding through misty eyes. Cole's throat closed. Lily looked up at him with the biggest smile he had ever seen. Daddy, everyone likes you now. Cole shook his head gently and pulled her into his arms. That's not why any of it matters, Lily. Then why does it matter? She asked softly. He brushed his thumb over her cheek. Because doing the right thing matters even when nobody sees it, even when nobody claps. Lily blinked slowly. Daddy, are you a hero? Cole blinked, throat tightening. He forced a soft, pained smile. No, sweetheart. I'm just your dad. Real talk for a second. If this story is hitting you in the feels, do me one favor. Share this video with one person who needs to see it today. Maybe it's a veteran. Maybe it's a single parent. Maybe it's someone who's been judged unfairly. One share. That's all I'm asking. And stick around, because what happens next will completely blindside you. There's a twist coming that changes everything about this story. You think you know where this is going? You don't. The applause slowly faded. Lily curled into her seat with a warm cookie the attendant had nervously brought over. Cole leaned his head back, trying to breathe normally again. He thought the chaos was over. He was wrong. A man from 2 rows ahead stood suddenly, turning back toward them. His accent was thick, Eastern European. His face was sharp, eyes too attentive, too calculating. "You are Iron Phantom?" he asked. Cole froze. The general turned slightly. Lily looked up, crumbs on her chin. "Just a story, buddy," Cole replied calmly. "Take your seat." But the man didn't. "I know that name. I heard it in Corrine Pass." Cole's blood ran cold. Corrine Pass, 2013, the mission that was supposed to stay buried. Hawkins rose halfway from his seat. "Sir, sit down. Now." The man's lip twitched, not fear but recognition. "You were the ghost they couldn't catch. The one who took out the convoy and left my brother to die in the mountains." The cabin went silent again, but this time with a different energy. Darker, more dangerous. Cole's eyes narrowed. "I don't know what you're talking about." "Liar," the man spat. "Viktor Volkov. You killed him, left him bleeding in the snow while you escaped with your precious intel." Hawkins stepped forward. "Sir, this is not the time or place." "He needs to know," the man interrupted, voice rising. "He needs to know that his heroism destroyed families, that his missions had consequences." Cole's hands clenched into fists. Memories flooded back. The blizzard, the firefight, the impossible choice between saving the intel or saving an enemy combatant who would have killed him given the chance. "Daddy?" Lily's voice was small, scared. "Who's that man talking about?" Cole forced his voice to stay calm. "No one, Bug. Just someone confused." But the man wasn't done. "Confused?" He laughed bitterly. "My brother radioed for help. You heard him, and you left him there." Cole's jaw tightened. "Your brother was shooting at my team. He would have killed us all if we'd gone back. He was 19 years old." The cabin held its breath. Cole stood slowly, positioning himself between the man and Lily. "I made a call. In the field. Under fire. I'm sorry for your loss, but I won't apologize for keeping my team alive." The man's eyes blazed with rage, and something else. Resignation. Like a man who'd already made peace with what came next. "Then you'll understand," he said quietly, "why I can't let you walk away from this plane." Hawkins reacted instantly. "Security. We need." But before he could finish, a second man stood up from the back of the plane, then a third. From the middle, Cole's training kicked in immediately. He scanned the cabin, counting exits, calculating angles, assessing threats. 3 men, strategic positions, classic containment pattern. This wasn't a coincidence. This was a planned operation. "General," Cole said quietly, "get down." "What? Now?" Cole shoved Hawkins into the seat as the first man lunged forward, not at Cole, but at Lily. Time slowed. Cole saw everything with crystal clarity. The man's hand reaching for his daughter. The second man pulling something from his jacket. Passengers screaming and ducking. Lily's eyes widening in terror. Cole didn't think. He moved. Cole intercepted the first man mid-lunge, driving his shoulder into the attacker's ribs. They crashed into the aisle. Passengers shrieked and scrambled away. "Stay in your seat, Lily." Cole roared. The second man rushed forward. Cole swept his leg, sending him sprawling. But the third man was faster, trained, military. He came at Cole with precision, landing a hard punch to his ribs. Cole grunted, absorbed the blow, and countered with an elbow strike that connected with the man's jaw. Hawkins grabbed the second attacker in a chokehold. "Flight crew, get the restraints." The first man, the one who'd spoken about his brother, pulled something from his jacket. Not a weapon. A phone. "It's already done," he gasped, blood on his lip. The bomb is on this plane. It goes off in 7 minutes. And the only way to stop it is if you tell me where you hid the Corrine pass files. Cole froze. What? The files, Mercer. The ones you stole from the convoy. They contain names. Our operatives embedded in your government. You buried them somewhere. Tell me where, or everyone on this plane dies. Lily screamed. Daddy! Cole's mind raced. The Corrine pass files. He'd hidden them in a secure location after the mission, but he'd never reported their existence. Not even to his superiors. Too many sensitive names. Too many players who'd want them destroyed. I don't have them, Cole said. Liar. I'm telling you the truth. I destroyed them years ago. The man's face twisted. Then we all died together. He pressed something on his phone. A beep echoed from somewhere in the cabin. From the overhead bins. 6 minutes. The man said coldly. Hawkins releases attacker and rushed to Cole. Mercer, if there's a bomb. I know. Cole cut him off. I need to find it. How? This plane has 100 overhead bins. Cole closed his eyes, forcing himself to think like an operative. Where would he hide a device for maximum impact? Not in the back. Too easy to contain. Not in first class. Too much attention. Somewhere central. Somewhere structural. His eyes snapped open. The galley. Row 18. It's the only place with direct access to the fuel lines. He sprinted down the aisle, shoving past panicked passengers. Lily called after him, but he couldn't stop. 5 minutes. He reached row 18 and ripped open the galley door. Flight attendants scattered. Cole tore through cabinets, throwing supplies aside. Nothing. For minutes. Think. Where else? He looked up at the ceiling panels above the galley. There, a small, blinking red light visible through a gap. Cole grabbed a food cart and climbed up, ignoring the protest from the crew. He pried the ceiling panel loose and found it. A compact explosive device. Military grade. Wired to a timer. 3 minutes, 40 seconds. Hawkins. Cole shouted. I need wire cutters. Now! The general appeared with a first aid kit. Will surgical scissors work? They'll have to. Cole examined the device. 6 wires. Standard configuration, but with one difference. A dummy wire. Designed to detonate if cut. Which one? His hands didn't shake. Years of training steadied him. Red wire. Power source. Blue wire. Timer. Yellow wire. Detonator. Green wire. Backup trigger. Black wire. Ground. White wire. The dummy. Cut the wrong one. Everyone dies. Cut the right one. They have a chance. 2 minutes, 50 seconds. Cole. Hawkins said quietly. If you're not sure. I'm sure, Cole lied. He positioned the scissors around the yellow wire, the detonator. This was the most likely target. Sever the connection between the timer and the explosive, but the white wire was positioned strangely. Too deliberately. What if it's a double bluff? What if white is actually the detonator and yellow is the dummy? 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Lily's voice carried from the front of the plane. Daddy, please come back. Cole's hands trembled, not from fear, from love. He couldn't fail her. He repositioned the scissors. Not yellow, not white, green, the backup trigger. The one they'd assume he wouldn't think of. 1 minute, 50 seconds. He squeezed. The wire snapped. The timer kept counting. 1 minute, 45 seconds. Cole. Hawkins' voice was strained. Cole's heart hammered. Wrong wire. He'd chosen wrong. But then, the blinking red light turned solid green. The timer stopped. 1 minute, 41 seconds. The device went inert. Cole sagged against the galley wall, breathing hard. It's done, he whispered. It's disarmed. Federal air marshals swarmed the plane the moment it made an emergency landing in Denver. The 3 men were dragged off in handcuffs, shouting threats in multiple languages. Cole sat in first class, holding Lily in his lap. She hadn't let go of him since he'd returned from the galley. Daddy, she whispered, were you really going to let us die if you couldn't stop that thing? Cole pulled back to look at her. Never. I would have found a way. I always will. Hawkins approached, looking older than he had an hour ago. Mercer, the bomb squad confirmed it. You cut the right wire. If you'd chosen any other one... I know. How did you know? Cole smiled faintly. I didn't. I just trusted my training and got lucky. Hawkins shook his head. Luck had nothing to do with it. He hesitated. The files they mentioned. Corrine Pass. Do they actually exist? Cole met his eyes. No. I destroyed them. Like I said, it was a lie. But Hawkins didn't need to know that the files were currently sitting in a safety deposit box in Helena, Montana, right near Lily's school. Some secrets were worth keeping, even from friends. The FBI wants to debrief you, Hawkins said, probably for hours. They're going to want to know everything about that mission. Cole nodded. I figured. And the press. Hawkins gestured toward the terminal, where dozens of cameras were already setting up. They're calling you a hero. Again. Cole looked down at Lily. I'm not a hero, General. I'm just a dad who wants to take his daughter to her school showcase. About that, Hawkins said, pulling out his phone, I made some calls. Your showcase isn't until tomorrow, right? Lily nodded. Good. Because I've arranged for a private jet to take you both to Montana. No press. No crowds. Just you two. Cole blinked. General, you didn't have to. Yes, I did. Hawkins' voice was firm. You've sacrificed enough. Let me do this one small thing. Before Cole could respond, a flight attendant approached nervously. Mr. Mercer? There's someone here who wants to speak with you. Cole tensed. Who? He says he's your son. Cole's world tilted. My what? A young man stepped forward from the jet bridge. Early 20s. Military uniform. Sharp eyes that looked painfully familiar. Hello, sir. The young man said quietly. My name is James Volkov. Victor Volkov was my father. Cole's blood went cold. You're his... son. Yes. James swallowed hard. I know what happened on Corrine Pass. I know you made an impossible choice. And I know my uncle, the man on this plane, blamed you for my father's death. James, Let me finish. The young man's voice was steady. My father made his choices. He knew the risks. And when I joined the military 5 years ago, I learned something that my uncle never could accept. What's that? That war doesn't have heroes or villains. Just people trying to survive impossible situations. James extended his hand. I'm not here for revenge, Mr. Mercer. I'm here to say thank you. Cole stared at the offered hand. Thank you? For what? For saving 6 soldiers in Sarin Valley. One of them was my platoon leader. He trained me, mentored me, kept me alive on my first deployment. James' voice cracked. If you hadn't saved him, I wouldn't be here. So thank you, sir, for doing the right thing when it mattered most. Cole took his hand, shaking it slowly. Lily watched the exchange with wide eyes. Daddy, is that man your friend now? Cole looked at James, at the son of the man he'd left to die, and saw not hatred, but understanding. Yeah, Bug, Cole said softly. I think maybe he is. 24 hours later, Cole sat in a small auditorium in Montana, watching Lily perform in her school showcase. She played violin badly, but enthusiastically, and when she finished, she ran off stage and jumped into his arms. Daddy, did you see? Did you see? I saw everything, Bug. You were perfect. Really? Really? She hugged him tight. Daddy, can I ask you something? Anything. Are you a go-back? To being Iron Phantom? Cole pulled back to look at her. No, sweetheart. That part of my life is over. But what if people need you? Cole smiled. The only person who needs me is sitting right here. Lily grinned. Good, because I need you a lot. I know, Bug. I know. They sat there in the empty auditorium, just a dad and his daughter, while the world outside continued spinning. Cole Mercer had been a soldier, a hero, a ghost. But now he was just Lily's dad. And that was the only mission that mattered. Some heroes wear uniforms. Some wear worn-out boots and carry their daughter's backpack. Both deserve our respect. If this story moved you, here's what I want you to do. First, hit that like button. It helps this message reach more people who need to hear it. Second, share this video with someone. A veteran, a single parent, someone who's been judged unfairly, someone who needs a reminder that heroes walk among us every single day. Third, tell me in the comments, what do you think makes someone a true hero? I read every single comment, and I want to hear your story. And if you want more powerful stories like this, stories that make you feel something real, subscribe and turn on notifications. I got something special coming next week that's going to absolutely wreck you in the best way. Remember, never judge someone by their appearance. You never know what battles they've already fought or what missions they're still fighting. Until next time, stay humble, stay kind, and keep looking for the hidden heroes around you. They're everywhere.